spent a lot of time really working towards my career, and for me that meant working in animation. And when that happened, when I was given the opportunity to start working in a studio, about 6 months in, I started to feel like a little bit frustrated. It's definitely a collaborative creation. You know, we're just one part of it, and there are opportunities where you can contribute your input and your own style, but I didn't feel like an artist anymore. Here it is. All right. Oh, today I'd really like to, I really want to get the whole sketch done. So that's where it starts. And then after that, we'll go in and paint, you know, for the next few days. I'm stressed out. I'm stressed out. But
what's stressing you out?
It's big, it's loud, there's I don't know how to work this thing. So I mean, we just gotta go for it. Honestly, I don't know what was the first thing to draw me into being an artist. I just feel like I was always looking, observing. I'm a very quiet person, especially when I was younger, when I was a kid. So looking, watching, observing, noticing the little things that most people would overlook. Without having a lot of the confidence to speak and talk to people and meet new friends as a little kid, I felt excited by the fact that I could take in the world around me and put it onto paper and then show that, and that becomes a way of expressing myself and communicating. Day 2, here we go. Day 2, here we go. Day 2, here we go. For work, I work in animation and I do visual development, concept art. That is so fun. Part of it is coming up with the styles and the designs for a movie or a TV show or a video game. And that is very cool, but you're working alongside directors and producers and art directors and other artists with totally varying styles. So I think it's important to, aside from that, have your own thing that you feel like you can explore and play with a little bit more. So I started talking to people, and everyone had something that they did for fun kind of on the side. A friend of mine showed me some sketches that he had done with his iPhone and his finger. I thought it was the coolest thing because I didn't have much time. At the time I was working full-time and I wanted to get that inspiration back again, that spark. And in seeing that he could do these quick gestural drawings on his phone, something that we're looking at for hours, hours and hours, that inspired me. I went out and I got a little iPad. I thought, well, if he could do that on his phone, he could probably do something a little bit more intricate on an iPad. And I decided, okay, I'm gonna paint a picture using this one tool only. And I started playing around with it, and I found this one specific tool that has changed the way that I think about creating any sort of image now. It was like a paint bucket tool, or a tool that when you make a shape, it closes the shape and it fills it with a color. And I did a painting using this one tool, making shapes, capturing the essence of, I think it was a street. It was like a lamppost and a bench and some plants. And just tried to capture that as quickly as I could before the light changed. And for me, it was the best way to study color and light and to make a painting based on observation. It's not even so much about the technique, it's more about capturing what I see while getting all of the most important information and the feeling and the mood, what colors they're wearing or what stands out, how does that all play against each other. I must have done like 200 or 300 and started sharing them with people on the internet, and people started to take notice, and I started getting these offers to do work based on my iPad drawings or illustrations or paintings. It was really surprising to me, but exciting, because I felt, what can I do if I dedicate more time to kind of exploring and trying these different avenues, and just to kind of see what sticks and what people are interested in and what makes me happy. That gave me the confidence to leave the studio and try something else for a little while. Day 3 of this hopefully masterpiece. From sharing my work on my iPad, somebody at the climbing gym reached out and asked if I wanted to do an illustrated pamphlet, and I said yes. They asked me to do my iPad painting and portraits at one of their climbing events, Woman Up Climbing Festival, and then they also asked me to design the chalk bag. So then from there, they reached out and asked me if I was interested in painting a mural. I think what got them excited about that was seeing the iPad paintings. This style that I used for this illustration, it's super loosey-goosey. I did it on my iPad and kind of brought the illustrations into Photoshop and then arranged them and worked on them a little bit more. So, it doesn't have to be exact. So I'm really grateful for that. It's not like we're trying to copy some person's exact face. The iPad paintings are loose and expressive, and I use my finger to kind of keep that effortless energy. It's like, how can I bring that into something that's 100 times the size and more controlled? It's not based on anything real. I think that's what makes it interesting to me, is kind of merging those two and figuring out how can they go together even if they're completely different. Oh no, the color's wrong. I painted him pink, but he's brown, because that was from a different version. That's okay, it won't take very long. Creating art really depends on your perspective. For me, my perspective is always changing. You're introduced to new ideas and new inspirations that merge with whatever was interesting to you before, and that becomes something new and more rich. When I was younger, I was really drawn to really graphic, colorful shapes, and then through some training and being exposed to a lot of different resources, I strayed away from that a little bit because I thought of it as kind of elementary, kind of simple, too simple. About a year ago, I started really getting inspired by the bright colors again and graphic shapes playing against each other. And I think what makes it interesting is that it's really a lifelong evolution. Through all the different things that I've done and places I've worked and different projects I've worked on, and it's just a constant search for what's going to make me happier. And I don't feel like you're ever done with that search, but I think it's important to kind of strive and look for those opportunities. Something interesting about art, there kind of is no point. Commercial art has a use, but art as a whole, there's no point other than to express, to make people feel a certain way. I think the biggest reason why I do it, why I make things and why I paint pictures and do anything creative is as a way for me to express myself and communicate my thoughts to people. And hopefully Hopefully they enjoy it. Hopefully they like looking at it. But if they don't, it's okay. I don't think that's at the core, like why I make anything. But I hope that I can spread a little bit of joy.